All right. Hey, what's going on? So you'll probably hear me saying this a couple times because I guess I've been talked to enough about it. But hold on. I have to say, subscribe at Renovision at the YouTube channels. I know we get a lot of Twitch followers for this event. Actually, we get more Twitch than we get YouTube views. But also, too, I'd like to add, we are not going to get deep into it as usual. However, if we slip up, light spoilerish, maybe, but I don't think it's going to spoil anything. We might get into that territory. I know a lot of you have told us the feedback is it's really tough because we have a feedback right now that's a 50-50 feedback. Half the people are like, F it, let's go, send it. You know what I mean? They want us to just send it. And the other half want us to hold back a little bit and not say anything. So we're going to try to do those both. Plus, let's be honest, like Dom during this time, God bless him, he hasn't watched all his videos yet, so he hasn't crafted his theories on what's going on yet. So we got to give him a couple of days, right? We got to give him a couple of days. It's probably going to be just me and Dom. We got a couple more weeks. I'm kind of burning out on building content, but, we'll give you guys what you want. So I first off, Dom, do you think not out of the hater troll factory? I'm not talking about the hater troll factory because I know you guys always like to talk about the hater troll factory. I know there's you yourself. You're on this mission for this, like everything, not just you, but Pete is the same way. A lot of people, they're like, all these people are saying, and they're wrong because of this. Like, I get it, but they're gonna keep going with that. I'm saying like the actual people when you're talking to the homies, when you're talking to the homegirls, when you're like just shooting the shit with actual Star Wars fans. Do you think we're going to get the usual Star Wars comment during every series that we've ever seen where it says, this was a filler episode?
I got a feeling we probably will.
And I think it was good.
It was good.
Yeah.
But it wasn't the high freaking gentleman freaking episode from last week. After that ride, people wanting more. But in a way, I kind of knew
it's recovery though. You have to come to you can't just that's like you can't it's burning stuff out, right? We used to talk about it. We have another show. By the way, here we go. For all you people out there, make sure you're subscribed to Renovision on YouTube. Appreciate it. I know a bunch of you are watching over there on the Twitter or whatever it's called. But if you guys hop over, we do Star Wars content every Sunday. We got a bunch of other stuff, but let's get onto this a little bit more. And the only reason I'm bringing that up is because on the YouTube channel, we have a show like one of our shows, we got multiple different shows. And one of them, I've told them for a long time, or I used to, and they kind of got a lot better about it. It's like, don't use the highlight. Don't use the punchline all the time because it's called Dane cooking, right? Like you sit there and you use the punchline over and over again, and you're trying to get this fake laugh or try to keep it at that high point, and eventually people just burn out on it and they make fun of you and call you a bum. Not saying that Dane Cook's a bum. He might have been funny for those people who remember who Dane Cook is, but like I didn't find him funny either because it's like you keep telling us the punchline over and over and over again, trying to keep that laughter going. But like if you try that, it sucks. Where if you watch good comedians, they'll give you the punchline and they'll come back and go, all right. And they'll calm it back down for a minute. And I think that's what this is. I think there's a little bit of like, all right, we had that high point. Let's calm it down a little bit. I will tell you this, Dom. I think you're right. I think next episode, the whole episode is going to be flashback. I mean, so don't take it now. Take your victory lap because at least half of it. I thought because they started to pepper it in here, they were going to do the peppering of flashbacks. They did like once or twice, right?
Yeah, they had like something leading to it, like in a little bit, like going to get down to what really happened on Brendock. Like I said, you know what? I'm just thinking what you were just saying.
Yeah.
That you get that big punch to the gut.
Right, Ruben, we won't kill it that much. Yeah.
That big punch to the gut, and then you get that little slap. The little slap, like, damn, if you give me that brutal punch before, now the slap. Yeah, I know the tone had to come down. Look,
there's a lot of interesting. Go ahead. I want to talk about some of the interesting verbiage they're using now, though. But go ahead. Say what else you're gonna say. You know what?
The fact is that the ending is near, so you have to come down a punch. Because we're building up to, I guess, after next week's episode, if they have the flashback episode, the season finale will probably be something like a holy shit moment type of thing, like we got in episode 5. So I like I said, I didn't dislike this episode. I knew it was much more calmer, and there was a lot of words words. Like we always, like you say with me, words.
Yeah, there's a lot of words.
A lot of words.
They're playing the word game right now. They are. We'll get into it real quickly. I think this is it too. I think this is where it's going, and this is why I got to still go with it going pretty good because it's setting itself up. Like, hey, look, this is like to stick the landing point, right? This is we're gonna see right now. We're gonna see we're gonna see in 2 weeks what this is all about, right? Because next week we're probably getting at least a half an episode of flashback, or we're gonna get a lot of. I don't know if we are though.
I don't think.
Can I say why I don't think we are? Because here's one thing and this is for those that don't want, it's tune out for 2 seconds because I'm just gonna tell this one part, and this is why. There's a part where Soul finds out who's on that plane because he does something. He doesn't say it, but the comment that's made to him is, "Why don't you tell me about X? Why don't you tell me about this? Are you telling me everything about this?" And you see something click in his head, and when it clicks in his head, there's only 2 answers. One, he already told somebody what had happened. Yes. If that's the case, which it very well could be, then why is this person telling me that it's not this person, right? Or number two is he just didn't think that's how that person would talk to him. But like, that's what I'm saying. That was really weird there. And now my wife had told me a bunch of other stuff, sniffing dogs, but like that didn't matter. Like,
it's one of those things where you really like connect the dot type of scenarios. The way they come out with verbiage and the way they do certain things.
Where they're just hand feeding it to you?
They're showing you a certain angle, but it's not really that angle. And, you know what I'm saying?
Because there's a word. I know what you're saying. There's a word. There's 2 words. I will tell you this. They are refusing to use the word Sith, Acolyte, and anything that has to, even Rule of 2, anything that has to do with the Rule of 2, they are refusing to use it. They are walking up to that line, and it looks like they're gonna Hawk 2. I think that's a popular thing with the kids now. Hawk 2 on it.
On that thing.
Spit on that thing, and they just turn around at the last minute and spit over to the side.
Well, I think next week we're not going to get a full flashback. I think it's going to be half flashback, half things happening in real time.
I think they kind of have to.
Because you got to finish off that and then have the finale, because you know what the finale is probably going to be: Soul versus the stranger.
Oh, it's kind of what you see on the thumbnail. I put it on the thumbnail right there. Yeah. You're gonna see, like, hey, I'll tell you this: we got to see Vanessa Rowe this episode. Spoiler alert! So you get to see Vanessa Rowe this, and you get to see her in glory. So, like, I mean, what did you think about seeing Vanessa Rowe in action without spoiling what happened? What do you think about seeing Vanessa Rowe in action?
I think she is.
Do you think it's cooler than what people were fucking dogging, or do you think it was exactly what people are dogging, or do you think it just was what it was?
Well, basically, it's basically what we've seen, if you really think about it.
Yeah.
The trailer showed it.
I thought it was a little better. I thought they tightened it up.
More content to that scene that they showed, but the way she is as a Jedi. She seems very cold-hearted. Like she's like.
I think they explained it in this episode, Dom. Yeah. I think all that stuff where people were talking about, good. I'm glad you brought that up. I think that's what I'm saying. Like when you say this is filler, fluffer, whatever, I don't think so. I think there's some key things that they pointed out in this episode. One is now we understand Vanessa Rowe. Now we for the people that read the Doms of the world, the people, we cover comics a lot on Sunday for the comics and the book people. I think we finally, I wish Wayseeker had already watched this. Darth Negativity, JJ would have gotten on here because I know you give us some speech about how this is a terrible episode and we always do this stuff and every sitcom ever does this and it's garbage. But like, I think I really would like to ask him what he thinks. If he thinks that there's just like a couple lines there, which once again, that's what I'm telling him. Like when they say it's bad writing or bad acting or whatever, I think they were just the only thing I might criticize about this, if I may, Dom. The only thing I might criticize about this is I think people are so used to getting everything so fast that when you actually pause it out and split it out to do a series, which an 8-piece series is what we're supposed to go to, people are like, well, why? That's bad writing. Why would you do that? That's bad writing.
If you go to Andor, look how the slow burn was with Andor.
Yeah, exactly.
The first 2 episodes, people said, oh, this thing is boring. But
they didn't give him a shot,
once you pass those first 2 episodes, it really got good.
But it was because they built the blocks.
Yeah.
I mean, look, man, you know, I got a friend down the street on the lake that's building a house right now. And if you look at the inside, all right now, they got the ground done. They got the outer layer where they got to put the sub pumps. You got to have 2 different sub pumps. It's bricks. It's like, wow, this is boring and this is stupid. I want to see the house. That's when everybody says, oh, can I see your house? Oh, man, this is all they got here. Bitch, if you don't have the foundation, it doesn't matter what you build on top of it.
Exactly.
It's garbage. So, like, yeah, it might not be the most exciting thing looking at some building bricks, but, like, that's what gets you to the point of having a stunning home.
No, you're right. Exactly. You know, you have to build a point. There's always a point where you build up where it goes one way, but then you have to let it drop to get back to reality a second way. So it could, because you can't be in the high octane all the time.
Yeah.
You have to level out, and then
which I agree with. But I think, like, just in the general, like, it's leveling up. Like, you have to start at the bottom, especially with this when you're introducing a lot of stuff. Wookiee, the part that we're talking about is when she was talking to the people from the Republic, when she was having the conversation with the senator. I think that explained a lot. Like, that little bit explained a whole heck of a lot of why she's acting the way she is, why she did seem like a lot of people were criticizing her because they say that she seemed removed. They were like, this would be out of her character. This would be X, Y, and Z. I actually think what you saw in this episode was a lot of pressure on everybody. Now what you're seeing is like, oh shit, this bad writing or stuff people were criticizing earlier about not filling in these points. Why are people acting this way? It must be bad acting or bad writing. Well, here you go. They gave you the episode and they did it very well. They did it with beautiful graphics. They spent more money on this episode. You can tell.
You know, the scenery. You know, like, go back to episode 3 with the witches.
Yeah, you know, probably arguably one of my worst episodes.
I know, but you know what? If you really take it for what it is, the content, there was a lot in that episode to break down to a point where it's like, it's bad, right? No, it was done on purpose. When you see a show that type of
I mean, hold on. They did do a dance number. Like, I don't give a shit. Like,
but you know, the dance number, the power of one, power of two, power of many. Those lines mean a lot to the series if you really take it in perspective. Yes, it was a dance number, fucking Broadway show, whatever you want to call it. They're fucking witches. They have
I mean that I didn't like it, but that doesn't mean I'm not throwing the bathwater out with the baby, you know what I mean?
I know, but when this series is over,
that
3rd episode is gonna mean a lot.
You think?
Yes.
I don't think I'm not saying in general the 3rd episode doesn't mean a lot. What I'm telling you is I wasn't a particular fan of the dance number. I'm just not a particular fan of that. So, like, it is, I mean, you could just write that off, but I don't throw the whole thing out.
I'm sorry. In Rebels, right? Remember the episode when the droid got thrown out in space? He's how to freaking singing. So in Rebels, it's a cartoon.
Can I ask you? Can I ask you 2 things? Well, at least we're a Star Wars show on the internet that actually seen Rebels before, because there's a dude in Canada that never saw the shit. Listen, and then he started fake crying.
And going back to Rebels, you're missing out. If anybody didn't watch it, you're missing out on damn good.
Rebels was good. Clone Wars was good. Rebels was good. I mean, also too, if you've never seen the Freemakers, pop that on. If you just want something fun, if you hating Star Wars, go pop on the Freemakers, because it's literally Star Wars making fun of itself. Hey, this is one I got for you, and I think I figured it out. What's the young lady that wears the ugly glasses? What's her name? The whole creator of this whole thing.
Leslie Headland.
Leslie. Okay, Miss Leslie here. Now, I think I figured something out with this young lady. I think I figured out something because she put something down there on the interwebs for you. I think it's true. She said there Kylo Ren thing, which we all acknowledge was there. She said, but I can't speak about it. I think she's going to speak about it after this episode because there's something that I noticed there. Did you notice it tonight? When the stranger was in the room by himself.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So 2 points being, one, there was a very lot of there's a scene in there where you got to look at it, and I think it is reminiscent of 2 things. There's a part in Aftermath where they kind of are remolding Vader's helmet, and then you see the action there, it looks a lot like the remoldation of Kylo Ren's. So I'm wondering if that's why she put the music in there. There's also another part in there that has to deal with it, and I will not spoil that. But he says some wild shit. He says some shit. He says some shit that doesn't really. He says some shit that contradicts himself a lot.
You know, it's hard to explain. You know, you have to listen to the words.
There you go.
Again, words. You have to listen to what he's speaking, how he's speaking, and what he's putting into content. That kind of gives a vivid, like you know.
Do you think he's full of shit?
I think yes, because if he's the dark side, you know, if he's the Sith or what they're talking about, yes, you know, the Sith, you know, look, who's to say the Jedi's lie, the Sith lie? You know, they both believe in what they say. Yeah. You know, to the other side, they both contradict each other. You know, the light, the dark, and sometimes the villain makes a lot of sense on what they're saying if you really take it into content.
He made a reference to a certain piece of gear
that
a Padawan would use. However, the one thing he never said was Padawan. Did you notice that?
Yeah, and I think that was done for
purpose.
Yeah.
He also made a couple reference to mainline. Fuck it, let's not even say it. Mainline Sith, like, hey, 10 Commandments, right?
Yeah.
This is this is the Sith. This is this. But he fucked it up. Yeah. Like, it's not that. It's not what he said. You know what I mean?
That's why I keep saying that there is a bigger bad. He is the apprentice.
Well, at one point you said he was the master.
Yes,
but now it's all right because now we've seen more. It's okay. I see that's the problem, Dom. I don't want to always give you the hard time about stuff. I like it when you say like, okay, cool, I got that, but I'm moving from that to this, and this is where but I don't think that's him either, because then under the apprentice theory, he said some stuff today that's wild, like just wild. He said stuff that a master doesn't say and stuff that an apprentice doesn't say, but he said like half truths to both. Yeah, that was wild, bro.
But you know, a show throws you off on things. You know,
that's what I'm wondering.
Because if he said a certain thing and a certain line, you'd be like,
game over.
Okay, this is this. So they try to throw you off. Look, we know this show is twists and turns. Mm-hmm. You know, and I think your theory from Aftermath after this might be a reality.
A little bit water.
Yeah, for that particular reason. And the whole Kylo Ren thing, there's a reason why I think the Kylo Ren thing, not because.
Well, I mean, you got to remember the basis of that Aftermath theory is the group that did that, the acolytes that stole that stuff. It was to get the Vader mask, and originally how it was going to be end before Chuck Wango got like botted. Like it's very fun. This is the very funny part about it. Like if you know the story here, like, right, the bots attacked the review thing or whatever, right? Yeah. Like Chuck Wingo, what happened to him was they botted him, and that got him fired.
Yeah,
because it was really early on, and they didn't know what that was, so they let him go. The guy that wrote the Aftermath books, because he's talking about apples or some. I don't know what it was. It was wild, bro. I mean, like,
see, the one thing you're supposed to do is not attack. Like the people who attack you, you take the criticism, and you it's like me working. Like if a guest is like yelling, I try to be as calm, cool, and collected as I possibly can.
But that's what he was. He was being wild about it. He was talking like different, because I went in to see what all the hula was, and it was like him talking about like certain type of Washington apples or some shit. I'm like, I don't know what this dude, Mr. Appleman that's in the chat might be him. That's what I'm telling you. This dude was just talking about apples. He's like, look, this is the right now the crispy blah 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 versus the this one and the color of the Ambrose on it. I'm like, what the shit? This is what? And then they fired the dude. And I'm like, they fired him because of what?
It kind of sucks because, you know, you think about the Aftermath novels were very good. Very good. I enjoyed them because it moved the Star Wars movie franchise further into further into other territories.
Yeah.
But you see with the Knights of Ren, but nobody really understands with the Knights of Ren, there was the real Knights of Ren. The Knights of Ren that was with Kylo Ren was pretenders of the Knights of Ren. So kind of like there's a lot of.
Well, it's kind of like the follow. Well, what you got to think about is like the Knights of Ren was a developmental theory that seemed like it was going to pop out of Aftermath, always based off of an acolyte group that was taking artifacts and whatever. But they're not pretenders. It's a different eventually.
Yeah.
And it's like anything else. It winds out. Hey, can we talk a little bit more about the show though, like a different way? You brought it up backstage, and I'm going to get into it. And if you're very sensitive, I don't know how to help you with this one. So we're going to just tell it like this. There's a character in here. It looks like, I don't know what he is, but he looks like he's Vanestra Rhodes' assistant.
Yeah.
And Don brought up a point. He said, listen, some of these Jedis are soft. That's what we're saying, assistant. It sounds like assistant. You're right? You're right, Don? That's
like an assistant. Yeah. Like he was like, I don't know. It's just one of those things where he came out the way he talked and the way he came. It kind of.
Oh, thanks, Dub.
We kind of like it's. I don't know. I think, like you said backstage, I think they're doing this on purpose.
I think they are. I think they're like making. I don't want to use the word sissifying, but it seems like they're. Yeah, I know, because it's taken on a completely different terminology now. But like, I don't have the proper words now because like words we talk about it. We don't know whatever. Yeah. But like wimping up. I guess they've kind of made the Jedi. And I was thinking about. There's a scene in there where the stranger is talking to Osha. Obviously, we know this is that he captures Osha, right? So I'm not spoiling anything. And I'm thinking about it, and he says this and he says that. And I think about some of the other lines he used, and this is where the shit's faulty, is because of some things he said. And I'm thinking to myself, and I'm like, we made a comment the other day about their training and how they were just doing defensive training, and it seemed really like lackadaisical and kind of like they don't really fight. And then we find something about the stranger, and I'm like, holy shit, like when you go back and look at that episode of the fight, they really weren't like fighting really. Like their skills were fucking horrible. And you find out how he did everything, and you're like, oh shit, you guys really just like your training's half-ass. And I just wonder. You thought he was a Padawan? See, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking they're not even like. I think they're because you don't have that much to worry about. You're half-ass training these people.
If you really think about it, I think the Jedi are.
Yeah, I get it. British people do
fooling each other. I think like they're not taking each other seriously for some reason. The way you look at it, like, come on, you're a Jedi. You're trying to protect the galaxy. You're not gonna have somebody a weekly. You know who he reminds him of? The Padawan, the freaking goddamn the dude from the Book of Boba Fett, the Twi'lek, the one that was reading the one.
Oh, the Mocha Dog.
Yeah, him. That's who he reminded me of. Like it's just
Dobo. Yeah.
It's just look, and I guarantee, mark these words. The interweb, the YouTube, it's going to be a main topic on everybody.
Well, I mean, it's not going to be. It's going to be the sites you follow, the crazy sites. I get that, but that once again, that type of stuff doesn't really matter to me. Like, I don't care what the like troll sites are going to do. Yeah. What I'm telling you though is like I think it's more than that. Originally, I thought like they were going to use the weakening of the Force because it's spread through so many people.
Yeah,
I don't think that's the case anymore. After seeing this episode, I think the Jedi, they're trying to do it as a emphasis on how lax. Because when you see Ro handle stuff, when you see Vanestra handle stuff, the way she does it, even to the to that guy, to the British pansy guy, whatever you want to call him, to that guy, like they're in an area, and then she does the thing that we see in the trailer a little bit better, but whatever. And you see her action snapping, and now you're looking at everybody else, and you're like, holy shit, man! Like, have they been just training Jedis to be bitches, like not bitches, but like weak, like just not in attack mode?
That's why I think. Do you make? It could be a little far fetched. Maybe more of the sinister stuff is lies within the Jedi Order itself.
You really think Soul's the master?
I don't know because, like I said, dude.
Hey, if Soul's the master, you're gonna nut yourself.
Yo, dude, let me tell you something. I come up with a lot of theories here and there, but you have to look at some. They did something. Look, and Vanessa, she knows what Master Soul did and the Jedi did on Brendok. And look, and you see how not no spoilers. The fact is that the coldness in the way she speaks and the way she
go ahead, keep going.
The way she presents herself, the way it's like more deaths. You know what I'm saying? Like because she's seen a lot of shit and she's been through a lot of shit, and that's another thing too. But I don't know. I think.
Do you think? Can I ask you a question about this? So we had Soul, we had the Wookiee, we had the fucking monk, bald-headed, weird 6-head dude that drank the old poison that didn't make any sense. Why would you drink your own poison or whatever?
Tobin,
so we had the lady who could fight too. But all those, Tobin, all those people were at that. Do you think maybe that witch thing made them back off on how they're so? If it's your theory is that the Jedi killed those witches, which I am now of the case thinking after what happened tonight that it was not. I think I think they're feeding us some bullshit on that.
You think smoke and mirrors? You think it's going to be a really crazy twist?
I think it might be. I think that's what the ending is. I think what the ending is the crazy twist, and it has to deal with that. And by the way, I do like one theory more now. I think that at least one, if not two, of the mothers have something to do with the stranger, and have something
after today.
After today, I have a very big feeling that there is somebody else pulling the strings on the stranger. I don't believe shit all the stranger's saying. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I mean, I think, but what one thing, the stranger did say that he knew Soul, but this is the problem. Every single thing that the stranger says, every single thing that he says, by the way, just shout out to everybody watching. Really appreciate it. Give us a thumbs up. Know that most of our content is there out on YouTube at Redivision is scrolling underneath for all of you wonderful people watching on this, the Twitter thing. But here we go. Out of all the stuff, is that enough, Dub? Did I say it enough times? All, give a thumbs up. After all the stuff that like they go through and everything else, when you hear the stranger talk during this episode, okay, and not to give anything away, but he says some shit that like, if you talk to somebody who's not a Star Wars fan, but kind of says, "Oh, I know Star Wars," and they say things, that's what it sounds like. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
didn't it? It sounded like somebody who kind of like, but it had to be on purpose because they did it so many fucking times. It made it so obvious.
In a way, he's giving the answer, but he's not giving the answer. You know what I'm saying? Like how he's saying something that is like, oh, like, oh shit, yeah. But then he says something like, wait a minute, I might be wrong. So he's like,
yeah,
and that's why I still think I still say. That look,
yeah, it's like when you talk to somebody, you're like, yeah, I know, blah blah blah. And they're like, yeah, Darth Vader's brother, Luke Skywalker.
Yeah,
and you're like, yeah, they're related, but they ain't brothers. You know what I mean? Yeah, they're related, but they ain't brothers.
Go back to the 5th episode when Yord tells Osha, he's in your head, he stays there, and she goes, "My mother did that." So you got to understand that the witches are still involved.
Here's the other thing too that I might that wouldn't make like it's one thing. Here's what also doesn't make sense with what some of the stuff the stranger's saying. And really, if you haven't watched it here, I would take a pause. Ruben, I would pause and I will put my hand back up when I'm done saying this piece. So if you guys want to pause the mute button for it real quickly, do it. Here's where the light thing comes in. Okay, 3, 2, 1. All right. If you know so much about the Jedi, if you claim to be one, I get that maybe you're older than Osha. Maybe you're older than me. But you ain't older than all the people. They would know you because they seen you without your mask on,
exactly.
Motherfucker. That ain't.
You know what I brought up on Sunday? The triangle effect. That he knows Osha and May. He was a Padawan. He was an old Padawan, a young Padawan, and he was cast away.
Think so.
It could be that's the reason why he wants them as the acolyte, because he knows them, because he was with them when they were younglings. That's
I don't know. I think it's made to look that way, but I don't think it matters that much, Thade. I like that type of stuff. I don't care. What I do think,
I don't know,
is that like there's got to be a way. Hold on, I'm gonna pull it back, so we'll cut with the spoilers right now.
I'm just gonna say the planet that they were on. It says no name, unknown planet. It could be Octu. It could be where Luke was. I don't know.
I think they would have said it if it was.
Yeah, they probably would have, but yeah.
There is. Oh shoot! I shouldn't have put my hand up because there was one other thing, but we'll get over that theory because there's one way they could be playing with the game. They could be, but I hope they're not, because if they do that, they are going to fail. If you do another Palpatine's alive somehow bullshit, which they could do, but if they do it, they throw this fucking thing in the garbage. Just throw it in the garbage. If they do that, but see, I think they're fucking playing. Believe me, just because of what, like, if you've seen, all right, say her name again, the lady that's got terrible glasses.
Leslie.
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 Okay, Leslie. So Leslie Leslie. Leslie, if you've heard her talk, even way before this, where she talked at Celebrations and on points, she understands the core Star Wars fandom, not the fucking erratic people. She knows that there's the, like, we're gonna say everything's great people, and she knows there's the we're gonna hate everything people. You know, she knows that. But she also knows there's the majority of the core is this middle group that just wants decent stuff. It doesn't have to be great. Yeah. Just give us some shit that's pretty good. And if it's at least better than pretty good, we're going to fucking raise it up. You know what I mean?
Like, I know she loved the extended universe, the EU, which had mixed reviews to a lot of the Star Wars fans.
Well, I think, no. So this is it. I think she loved parts of the EDU. And I think every single hardcore, and I don't mean hardcore as in like you have less love for Star Wars, but like the hardcore guys, the guys that read everything. I think if you really break those dudes down, that's what I'm saying. Like I think she's on that spectrum of she's read it and she knows, like a lot of us know, there's some really good, there's some real bad, there's some mediocre, but all in all, it's pretty decent.
I'm calmed down and I'm not going crazy on fucking theory shits, And I know the rule true with Bane. I know 1,000 years they put it in play, and the Sith have been in hiding, and the Sith have been, playing around. But the Sith do have their ways. They try to break the rule of two, like they have their Padawan, then they have like the Acolyte. They have all these different things because they still try to kill each other for power. That's just the nature of the dark side of the Sith. You have the Sith, the Master, the Padawan, and they kill it as a vicious cycle to keep moving up the chain. Look,
I don't think it's Palps. I don't think what Thade was saying was he's extending his life that way. I think what he was saying was pulling a Palps where it's like, I don't know how he's alive. That's a famous line by Poe in that movie, like, the Emperor's still alive, or Pal's still alive, or whatever. It was the whole part where you're like, get the fuck out of here.
Look, he knows, the stranger knows what Soul did that day in Brendock 16.
Which is why, but just like everything else he knows, it seems like it's secondhand. It seems like everything he's saying is being told to him secondhand. Because it's like the game of telephone.
There's somebody that's behind. And look,
it's secondhand, but not just that. It's secondhand for somebody who maybe it's not like they have a knowledge of the thing, but it's like telephone. Like if I tell you something, Dom, and then you tell Dub, the shit Dub's gonna say still might have a small percentage of what I tell him.
It's like when you say something goes down the line, it changes each time it goes down the line. If you pass on something, Dom witnessed the murder, and then it goes down, Dom committed a murder, and then it goes down, and the thing Dom was murdered. So it goes down the line.
You got your name right, got murdered right, but it ain't in the right order. And that's kind of what I'm saying about the stranger. This whole time, the stranger's had this feeling.
I think
this is where Depp dived into it a little bit more. See, I think everybody thinks like Soul did something. Here's two things that I would think, and I could completely be wrong. I'm saying this I wouldn't say this before this episode, but after this episode, I'm going to say two things here real quickly. I don't think Soul did anything wrong that night. I don't. I think whatever happened there maybe didn't really have much to do with the Jedi that are being killed anyways. I know we all think the Jedi might have done something bad, but
do you think, all right, the theory, everybody's talking about, what's the name, Coral, the one witch that wasn't there, dead with the other witches, that she could be the
she's the Darth Reck or whatever.
Yeah, is that there? Yeah,
that is our back.
Do you think, all right, how about this theory? Do you think that she's not the one pulling the strings, but someone who's pulling the strings has her contained, taking the essence of the darkness from her and using that? Like,
I think that's too wild for 2 episodes left.
I know. I'm just saying, but
I think you're just coming up with crazy shit there.
I know, but I'm just saying. Okay, look, she could be, like I said.
I think she killed everybody. I'll be honest with you. I thought this from the beginning. This is a new thing I'm saying, but I think this episode might have given us a clue into that, and that maybe that is where, like, because let's be real. If she has a perspective, she's run into the Jedi before, but there was already that episode 3. We are already shown a perspective of what they felt the Jedi was. We also know that Soul didn't fit into her narrative. You know what I mean? It's something I was thinking about because somebody had said something to me the other day, to a friend the other day, and I was always thinking, because he always says the wildest shit. He's like one of these dudes, these guys that always got to bring up politics and shit. Like, I don't talk politics with you, bro. I don't give a shit what you do. Get the fuck out of here. He always got to be bringing. He's like, oh, you're this, you're that. Okay, man, what the fuck ever, man. And then he's always like, oh man, this guy always Marco always surprised me because he does this. Like, yeah, dude, because you got this pre-notion deal. And I think that's kind of what it is. I think this witch has got this preconceived idea of what she thinks the Jedi is. And if you listen to the stranger, it's a combination of what somebody witnessed. It really does. It sounds like they're playing telephone with somebody witnessed, and what somebody has is a preconceived notion. And he has got it so strong. He believes it so strongly, right? Didn't you feel that he believes it so strongly that he's saying it as if it's a fact, right? It's like when you deal with these retards that think the world, you can't say that anymore. The boys, when you deal with these boys that think the world's flat, right?
Yeah.
When you deal with the boys that think the world's flat, like, you're an idiot. It's not flat. Like, clearly not flat. But like, you can't tell them any better. Like, you just can't. So like, what's the point? And that's where it is. They come in like it's a fact, and you're just like, wow, dude, okay, cool, man. And I think that's where he's talking. He's talking like that.
When he was talking, he kind of pussyfoots around a lot of the verbiage to Osha when he's talking.
Yeah.
So when he lived this, it's not a spoiler. When she saw him,
yeah, me too, Jen.
In the when he was cooking the food, talking to her, when she was laying down, and he was talking. They were talking, and he picked his shirt up, and she seen something.
Yeah.
She was like,
so that's hold on now. That's a Kylo Ren thing. That's where I wasn't gonna get into that. So let's give it the 3-second thing here real quickly. So we're gonna get a little spoilerish on it because we're getting onto the thing. It's gonna be a slight spoiler. We don't want you to find out if you don't want to. I know this has mainly been a spoiler-free show. Make sure that you guys do click and subscribe. Let me get this thing real quickly over here because we got a lot of people in here. Or was it Dub? You got to put that up every once in a while. We do most of our content over here on a YouTube channel, so just make sure you click and subscribe. But here we go. Let me give the 3-second countdown. Right, 3. I'll give you the straight hand up, and we're ready. We're not gonna spoil anymore. 3, 2, 1. All right. So here we go down. So yeah, he's got a scar on the back. He blames it on a Jedi and says whatever. But that is very reminiscent of the Kylo Ren story, which was also a misconceived premonition, right? And who knows too, though, like he said the head thing, who knows if the witch didn't get in this kid's head? Think about that. Think about this, because like what I'm telling you is the shit that this kid is saying is wild.
Yeah.
And not like wild, like, yeah, there's definitely a horizon, but like, bro, that ain't how the fucking world. That's not how the world works. That's not how any of that shit works, bro. You know what I mean?
And not for anything.
Yeah.
I was, it's kind of hard to freaking do non-spoiler stuff when you want to say something.
Yeah.
But Tade actually brought up something that actually I kind of thought. Tade, I kind of thought too.
I don't think so.
The marking on his back
looked like whiplashes. Yeah.
And she showed what her lightsaber could do. So, you know what?
Yeah, I mean, I could see that, but like, I don't think. Look, I think that's another one of the like. You're telling me that she, like, that would be wild. I don't know how that would play.
I don't know, but you know what? If this is gonna be a big twist and no one saw it coming type of thing, could be. Like I said, there's so many speculations, so many things you could talk about. Look, if you find out what happened on Brendock, you open up the whole story.
It could. Hey, here could be another one though too. It could be the kid was with something else. Like the problem that I have with it is he's saying a lot of things.
Words
that are words. They're like half truths though. Like they're like almost there, but it's not correct. And it's not. I don't think it happens so many times. It's purposeful, right? It happens so many times. Here, we're not gonna spoil anything anymore. Here we go.
That's it.
Yeah,
but
he says so many wrong things that it is purposeful.
And that's the thing.
It's purpose. I mean, the writing, as I'm saying, not him as a character. I'm saying the writing is purposeful. There's no way with a writer room that shit is wrong. Because you got to remember, this isn't like a Dave Filoni thing where Dave writes the fucking shit and it could be messed up and it could be out of canon and all that shit. It's a writing room. She's the lead creator, but it's a writing room. And there's no shot in fuck the writer room is getting some of the stuff that he's saying wrong.
Let me ask you something. If you try to recruit somebody, right? And you want to recruit them for a certain thing or her for a certain thing, and you're saying things, aren't you going to say the things that the person wants to hear?
Yeah.
So basically, if you really think about it, he could be lying through his teeth just to get his way with Osha.
But so here's the thing about it. That's a very good point, because if you watch it, he says something about her and gets it wrong too.
Yeah, but then he also says something that gets her, like, opens her like eyes a little bit. Like
maybe I think it's more curiosity kills the cat than anything else. But if there's a point now that you bring that up, I didn't even think about that. There's a point where he says something. He says, "You're just like me because X, Y, and Z," and this is. And she's like, "No, that ain't what happened." She goes, "That ain't what happened." And if you see when Soul figures something out too on that plane, it was you said something, and that's also not what happened. There was a lot of people make what this episode should be called: people making assumptions, and that ain't the shit that happened, because that's what was happening in this episode. A lot.
And it kind of throws you off too, because like some people, like, you think about it, every episode we got theories. Every episode is people throwing out speculation. Yeah. So you throw somebody off. It's like, oh, wait a minute, maybe it's not that now. This is what they're trying to do. So I think I think that it's done purposely, and you know what?
Okay, I'll give this. If they're purposely writing to mess his stuff up to throw us off the track, that's stupid. That's stupid.
Yeah, but I think just the
because you're not fool like the general population. They're not going to catch this. And from what I understand I've heard from you and other people of what's going on the other sites, they're just glossing over that shit anyways.
Yeah.
So like you're not throwing them off of shit because they're still theorizing it's the same shit. These people they're like, no, this is what he meant. It's just lazy writing.
Well, I think I think after next week, because next week's the 7th episode.
He's not wrong. He's very, very good. He is right from a certain point.
That's right, certain point of view. Next episode is going to open the door to a lot of things. We'll be like, oh shit, you'll probably be like, you don't want, wow. So we'll probably see.
Maybe
we'll probably see what happens to the witches next week, but it's not the shock moment. Episode 8 is going to have the shock moment where you didn't see it coming. That's going to be the thing.
I don't think that's where the mask comes from, for one. And I know what you're trying to say about the thing on the back, but it was a straight line. So it could easily have been something else.
Well, if you look at Indiana Jones.
No, if you look at, there's a bunch of other things I can say, but I don't want to say it.
Yeah,
we're getting into spoiler.
But
like, if you look at, I get what they're, once again, like I think they're putting on a face front for some of that stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe not, but like, too, when you had that, like I said, when you started to see, like, that's where I think maybe that's the one part of writing where they're like, maybe that's why they're doing it. Maybe they're doing all this setup bullshit stuff in certain areas where they're saying wrong things or stuff because they want you to be like, oh, well, if you're doing it a couple times, which one of these under the shell is actually the thing that's true, right? Right? So which one of these half-truths is really true? Because he says some shit that you're like, your understanding of the Sith ain't quite how the Sith work. Your understanding of the Jedi ain't quite how the Jedi work.
Yeah.
But then, is it, you know what I mean? Right.
That's why I don't think he's Sith. I just think that the way he does things, people call him Sith.
No doubt.
Yeah. Like I said, it kind of throws you off on a lot of things, and it's done on purpose because there's a lot of meaning behind the words.
No. Hey, Timo, I agree. Like that, but that's what I'm telling you. Like a back scar historically means, believe me, I understand the deeper meaning in it. I was gonna say some stuff, and I'm staying away from it.
Yeah.
By the way, too, no, I think, but also too, I don't think we were supposed to refer to them as this. I think you're supposed to refer to them as the boys now, if you're trying not to be like disrespectful.
Yeah.
Because like, I don't know, they always act like the boys, I guess. I don't know. Absolutely. Somebody played it. Yeah. I think sold a. Really? That's wild. Why would Soul die from Venestra? I think probably Soul at the end will sacrifice himself. Don't get me wrong. I think he's not long off.
He's not making it out. Definitely not. He's not going back to Coruscant at all. He's gonna die before he gets to Coruscant. So
when you do what he did, in this episode, that's a death. That's a death waiting to come. You know, hey, when you do this one, foosh, and it's like this, foosh. You know what I mean? Foosh.
Man, come on. Give him a better. He's not a dollar store Ezra Miller, man. Come on. The Stranger's better than that.
Oh, is that what they're called? The Stranger, dude?
Yeah, they call him freaking dollar
What's
store
up,
Ezra
Chef?
Miller.
You can't be calling that dude a dollar store Ezra Miller, dude.
Yo, he would talk. Did you see behind the scenes what he did?
No, I didn't.
That dude really trained hard for this, man.
Yeah.
Look,
excuse me.
So before we finish this, I just want to put something out there.
Go ahead, yeah. Is it gonna be spoilers? Because I gotta do the countdown first.
No, well, you know what the ending of the series.
What's the secret though? Hold on. What's secret? She's not. Did you not watch this episode? I don't think she's worried about a secret getting out. I think she's worried about a deal getting done. She is 100% worried about a deal getting done. That is it. And seems like it's almost done. So it doesn't, the witch fucking thing don't matter.
Well, look, if you really want to put it in perspective, like I said, if certain things don't happen at the end, do you think like certain things, like certain individuals doesn't pop up or mentioned, do you think that the Star Wars fans out there would be a little disappointed?
No, I think people, hold on. I think the people like you, Dom, that buy into that stuff I think the majority, 90% of the people watching this show, not this show, the TV show, 90% of it, because the numbers, even the hate stuff that you watch, the numbers of people that watch that on the internet doesn't even equal the amount of people. It's like not even, what is it? 1/10 of the amount of people that actually watch the show, or total number of people watching the show every week compared to the total number of people clicks on YouTube, which if you're really talking about that means it's even less than that. Like the percentage wise, it's a very few amount of people. And I doubt most of those people watch Star Wars, more or less can afford Disney Plus. And most of the time are probably young for their mom to try to get meatloafs or Totona pizza rolls out of the fucking oven. So No, I don't think so. I think that some people, huh?
No, I'm telling you, he's right. The story
Yeah.
can be told without
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So I don't think that has to be part of the story. Is it going to upset some people? Sure. Because there's some people for like, let's get away from your sites that you like, Dom.
Yeah.
Let's get away from all that. But there are some people who, for years, with everything, they get on a theory somebody's going to show up. They feel that so strongly about it because some people will say, okay, maybe. And they're like, okay, cool. Now I'm in with the group of Star Wars nerds, right? Yeah. So then they keep going on and going on and going on it. And what they don't understand is nobody cares. Nobody really cares. But that has now become their personality, is this person has to be mentioned or showed up. And when they don't, no matter what they think of opinion of the show, it's not going to be good for them because they didn't get their payoff. Because all they want to do is say, I was right.
Do you think this show, 2 episodes left, has the legs to stand on for a second season?
I think. Do you think Leslie, I wear ugly glasses, lady, should create more stuff in the Star Wars space, especially the High Republic? Currently, after this episode, yes, 100%. Do I think this show needs a second episode? No. I actually, now where we're at this point, because they gave us this episode, I would hope in 2 episodes she could close this up. Because if she closes this up without doing like, well, Palpatine's still alive, and I'm not saying the Palpatine, I'm saying this. Here we go. Air quotes for those that aren't watching. Palpatine's still alive. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
he's not even alive yet. He's 50 years before he is actually coming.
I don't mean fucking Palpatine. I mean any Sith that's transporting through bodies. That bullshit. That's what I'm talking about. So if she does it without that, I don't see how she can't. And now we got 2 weeks. Shit can change in 2 weeks, but I can't see how she can't land.
Kidding aside, like I know you and Wade, so you could read more of the novels and stuff like that. No, I read the comics and that.
Yeah, for sure.
Anything that makes Vanessa very suspicious.
No, that's why I think that this episode, because that little conversation there, is more towards Vanestro's like body, like it explains. I'm trying not to spoil, but it explains a lot of her personality because of that little bit that goes out there. And 2, here's another part. Oh, Master Rowe, you're coming with us? Yes, I am. And that's why I don't think like all the other theories are correct either, because like, why would she go at that point?
Because there could be a bunch of reasons, but
you can make up tons of shit, but it wouldn't make a lot of sense.
But the whole fact is now she's there, they're going to leave, but are they going to leave? You know what I'm saying?
Or who, the group?
Yeah, the group that went. Are they all going?
They have to. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
I'm just saying, I'm just saying, do you think?
Well, she's under a lot of stress, Chef.
Yes,
she's under a lot of stress, and now we know why. Yes, that's the quote. Somehow Palpatine is still alive. If she closes up with that, I will fucking burn the bitch down.
Yo, dude,
if she does this shit, and we're not, once again, to be clear, we're not saying Slave Palpatine. We're not saying Slave Palpatine, the character, the guy who is the Emperor. We're not saying him. We're saying the concept. If she pulls the somehow Palpatine still alive concept out of here, fuck, I'm burning this bitch down. You want to hear fucking negative reviews? You'll get it from me, because I will play that shit. Like, that Palpatine still alive is still chapping my ass.
Yeah, JJ, words, all words.
Words. There's been a lot of words, JJ. What time is it? Oh, JJ's going to be getting on by 12. I don't think we're going to go that long. But yeah, I mean, that's it. Like, it, there's a double JJ. That's what we were saying. There was a lot of words in there. There was a lot of, and like, JJ, I really do want to know. I don't know if you've seen it yet or not, but I am really kind of wondering, like, what is your opinion now? Do you think it is that they're purposely doing that? And I know what I don't know what he's going to say. Are you going to say it's just still bad writing? Are you going to just say it's still bad writing? That they're not, there's no underlying thing.
In the immortal words of Galvatron, He goes, Coronation Starscream, that's bad comedy.
Yeah.
So you gotta
with
Transformers.
Yeah. I mean, there's
like I said, you're gonna like this episode, you're not gonna like it, but I think you needed this episode for the tone, to tone it down a minute.
Yeah, JJ, bad ready is
what's the next question? What do you give this episode?
I really enjoyed it. I actually went back. There's 2 parts around 21 minutes. There's a lot of background stuff they did there, and I just wanted to double check the backgrounds and everything else. It was very beautiful. Oh Jesus Christ! No, I'm saying that like without spoiling, because we had done a little bit of spoilers earlier, and I don't want to bring it back up because people don't want to be spoiled. I'm saying that there's certain things that characters said that like it's not that the concepts, what they were saying. The words they were saying is not exactly right. Like it's kind of like telephone where somebody tells something and so it goes down.
Words.
And the words had been used multiple times, and I think they're purposely using the wrong words. They are purposely using the wrong words so that later in the end it'll explain the ending a little bit better.
Words.
Words.
Look.
Yeah, I mean, I got this one a 5. I'll be honest with you. I just. Yeah, because like I think, look, to not bore you with backstory and filling in certain elements and setting up the last 2 episodes, right? It could really have hit the pause break. But what they did was they're like, fuck it, we'll spend a little bag. We'll make the surroundings a lot better. We'll make there's not a lot of action in here, but what little bit we get, we're gonna make it better. We're gonna make the actual visual appearances. Oh Jesus, yeah. We're gonna make the visual effects a lot better to step it up. I get it. Like, oh, we hate serial sitcoms. We shouldn't have 8 episodes. JJ, here he goes. We should have 8 episodes. All of them should be bangers. Don't you ever watch anime? There's 365 fucking episodes. They're all the best episode. Like, that's just not how it works. We're revving up here to get to the finish. This is a typical way of writing an AP series. They've done a great job on it. They didn't slow it down too much, which is really tricky at the 6th spot going into the 8, because either it's like huge flashback of nonsense. Isn't this around the time like in Mandalorian or in Book of Boba Fett where they decided to do the fucking Mandalorian episode? Wasn't that 6? That was 6. Like that's how bad like Serial 8's. Since he wants to talk about all the time about how shows go and the vision of the show, a lot of times 6 is where it jumps the fucking shark, bro. 6 is where you get some fucking wild shit in there. You get a fucking Mandalorian thrown in a Book of Boba Fett thing. You get some fucking speed biker racers getting like parts put in them from like who the fuck knows what, and a Tuscan War.
Thundercat, man. They're getting some cybernetic.
Thundercat. Yeah. This is where you get some wild shit because they slow it down, but typically bad writing slows it down by telling some fucking side story that has nothing to do with the main story. The reason why I'm giving this a 5 is because sure, not a lot of lightsaber stabbing motherfuckers. All right. But when you look at it, and I'm not even outside of Star Wars, the 6th episode of an 8-part series usually fucking sucks. It's a stop point, and they didn't stop. They rolled the red. That's what they did. There's a red light, and instead of stopping 10 feet back, they rolled through that bitch, and hopefully the next 2, they just floor it and go on the rest of the way. 3.3 out of 5 or 7 out of 10. I can see that. Yeah. Suspend Darth negativity. Okay. Yeah, we can't do 22 yet. No.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't doubt it. Where was the one that said where's the one that said the audience score? See, the audience score has been pretty on. I think it's been a little low. They gave 1 and 2 pretty decently high rankings. They gave 3 a pretty low ranking. They gave 4 and 5 kind of crept back up. Well, 1 was really low. 1 was low as shit.
5
but then 2, but that was because it got trolled.
The highest,
yeah, 4 and 5 started picking back up. 5 people are going to love no matter what. You know what I mean? It's the action scene. It's what you like. I get it. But like, if you don't end the story there, you have to come to an ending eventually. We have 3 episodes to do that. Once again, I would say, and I think that's why they did this as 6. I think that's why they did split it up. Go ahead, give it your grade, and I'll talk some more about it. After that.
Hey, look, after having episode 5, really high octane, I kind of knew that it was going to drop down. I actually thought it was a flashback. I thought the flashback was going to be.
It is. It's clearly a flashback.
Episode 5, and then JJ brought up the flashback. But I think the flashback next week is going to be half flashback, half real time going on. So we're going to continue to see the story of Soul, and then know about what happened in May's point of view with the witches when Soul finally spilled the beans. But anyway, I actually give this a 4.
Yeah, that's fair.
4, because in a way it was more character development, to a point where you got to see both sides, and I kind of something in the show in the beginning, like kind of like when you see episode 5, goes how does he doesn't know this is going on, and then the other thing, and then he kind of knew all along. So but I did like the strangers talk with Osha, about things, and he was like just very nonchalantly talking, giving his piece and talking and like telling him to listen. I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm not lying here. You can take it or leave it. But I think there's more devious plans in the works.
Yeah, but you always want more and more and more. I see, like I appreciate this by Timo, I guess that's how you say it. You think it could be a self-contained story without dumb throwback reveal? I do too. Like, I mean, I think you can. Once again, like if the goal is to get, I really think the only thing that this show is suffering from is making it an 8-part series. If you cut this bitch down to a 6-part series, you did 1 how you did it, you did 2 how you did it. You got 3, the episode that's gonna fucking piss everybody off. You put 4 and 5 together, so now you're still at 4. You do this at 5 with a couple more flashbacks, and then banger with 6, which would be 8. You're good. I think you're good. I think it's done at that point, right? We get the little bit with Vanessa or Ro. We understand whatever. We do the little, hey, that she got both people are on different areas and what happens with that. You shorten that a little bit so we don't have people sniffing people's butts and shit in the video or whatever the hell's going on. Sure, we get rid of like Softy McSoftbag Jedi, like get rid of that little nutsack, and move it along a little bit quicker in this. The only reason I mean realistic, if this wasn't episode 5, I would give it, or 6, 5. Sorry, if this was not episode 6, I would give it not a 5 but a 4. But because of the significance of being episode 6, where lots of series fail and fall on their face, I think we have to take that into consideration, because we always take, episode 1 should have been faster. Oh, episode 2 shouldn't have been. Episode 3 shouldn't be a filler.
If you always notice, look, think about the episode 6 of Ahsoka.
Was that flashback? Was that Ahsoka as a kid with Anakin?
Yeah, I think the flashbacks. It's kind of like so.
Pulled it back.
Yeah,
Stop.
what you have to hold it back, move forward, but also take 2 steps back to a point where you have the high octane and it goes up and down. It's like a yo-yo if you really think about it when it comes to the series. Look, I give it a 4, and the reason why I give it a 4 is that there was no action in this to that, but I did like my little boy, my little creature, freaking Basil, whatever his freaking name is. That I thought he was good in this episode, but I like the dialogue between Osha and the stranger. I like it. I like the fact that he was.
I did too.
How he's talking. Like I said, the way he was talking.
I don't think we needed a fucking naked stranger.
No, but
I'll be honest with you. Like that's where I'm saying, like they could have shrank it down a little bit and probably done some flashback there, and we would be okay. Like there was long pauses with naked bro. Like
I tell you what, the crazy thing is that thank God they didn't go where he was walking. You seen butt crack. It was the first butt crack in Star Wars. I didn't want to see that shit. But anyway, but at this point, I think the real twist is coming, and that's what I'm looking forward to. And I give it a 4, and I actually think it's words.
But JJ, I don't get what JJ's saying. Again, that was a 5.
No, he's saying he's mocking you for saying it's a 5. He goes, he probably gave it a 2. That's what.
Oh yeah, JJ, what'd you give it a 2? No, I gave it a 1. He's like, bad writing. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I think, yeah, he had shrinkage. That's why they didn't do it. That's yeah, Darth Peach. Oh my god.
Yeah, Dubs. Yeah, you can watch House of Dragon, butt crack more. I just.
We'll talk about House of Dragon on. Oh yeah. Oh, there's a lot of penis in House of Dragon this week.
Oh,
there's a lot of penis. Hey, a little bit more penis than too much penis for me, dude. Just way too much penis for me, but whatever. Don't clip that, Dub.
No, I give it like I said, I give it a 4, and
yeah,
like I liked it. I always like more action, more this and that, but it's also good to have a subdued episode where it's more of getting. But I think I say one thing: the space scene, pretty cool. The way I know it's not a space battle, but the space scene is kind of
the thing was and that ship is slick, bro. I saw that shit. I go, ooh, that's nice. Ooh, that was nice.
Yeah, that is different. That's all over. Give me butt crack of a hot sis lady. Yeah, I want to see that.
George R. Martin. He trademarked penis, dude. He loves the penis.
Hey JJ, you sent me that article about Sweeney being in Star Wars. I already saw that article, and I said, Dark Town off the batter ready, throw in some black and red paint, put her bra and panties on, and have a walk around with a lightsaber.
God, you gotta watch it. You gotta watch it. You're in so many chats now that you're just posting random shit to the wrong chats, I think. Yeah, wiener. There's a lot of it in there. No, but all in all, hey, if you're over there on Twitter, feel free to do us a little favor. Try us out at YouTube. We're at Renovision. It's been scrolling at the bottom of the screen. I don't have the link anymore over there. We get shows every single day. We do. How many damn live shows do we have now? Well, we do this one. This is only gonna be 2 more weeks, but then I think we got live shows. We got the mainstay TAC on Wednesday. We got this is why I don't do this. I'm not good at it. I'm really not good at this.
You got the qualified on Friday.
Yep. Then we got Saturday's SNS.
The top 10.
But that's not a live show. That's a tape show. So if you guys want to get in the live comments, feel free there. We do a good job with the comments. We'll hit you up. We'll post some of your stuff. Chat with you too.
SNS on Saturday.
Shit, 4 nights a week. Thank you, Dove. Thank you,
and
Dove.
Then you have Sunday. You have the Dark Side crew coming at you Sunday. We'll talk more about this episode.
Yeah. We'll break it down a little bit more. We'll yell at Dom for being crazy. See, because by that time, for all the people that haven't enjoyed it, that have only done the Twitter thing, you got to turn into it. Because by what happens by Sunday is Dom has reviewed the entirety of the internet, and just like a great flat earther, he comes together with some shit that don't make sense and then tries to take credit for everything.
No, actually, awesome. Some of the stuff I take credit for, some of the stuff I'll tell you if I seen it. But the whole fact is that I go back. I'm telling you, this is the first series that I actually been going back, looking at things, trying to find some clues.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to say that. The Night to Rent thing. It's all over the internet now. Of course, it's all over the internet because people, Kylo Ren, Night to Ren, this and that. It's all over the internet.
But I think everybody can have that theory on the Night of Ren thing because you could either do that. I mean, that when we say, I don't think everybody understands sometimes when we say the aftermath because they didn't read that, but you know what I mean? It's just the same theory trickled down.
I posted something on Instagram. You probably seen it, the Dark Plagueis thing. And people I hope not.
When's this? When did you do this?
The other day I posted something. I put here's Dark Plagueis, and it's like, no, you gotta be kidding me. That can't be true. I said, does he can do anything? Because
that's what I'm saying. At this point, that's the Palpatine thing, right?
Yeah.
That's what they could. I think, bro. I don't think some of the stuff they're doing is as innocent as it can be taken for. There's no way. Not with a writer room. Not with Chuck. If it was Dave, okay, you could say oh man, he just doesn't know canon.
Dave is the way it goes through him. Everything goes through him, so he has a say.
Yeah,
that's the whole thing.
Well, no, he has all the say.
Yeah, also he's a Kevin Feige of Star Wars.
Yeah, no, what I'm saying is when he does a show, the only ideas on the show are his ideas. That's it. There ain't no other shit.
But he'll critique.
If he fucks up canon, well, it ain't fucking canon no more. Where she's got a writing room. She is using the canon group. there's a lot of stuff
but
going
I know,
on.
but also,
So there's no way they're fucking some of this shit up.
Dude, let me tell you something. I honestly think, if they bring back the Palpatine thing and that, people fucking goddamn.
Oh, no, I think they're trolling. I think they're fucking. God. That's what I'm telling you. I think there's no way that's an accident. That's 100% a troll. This is the one thing that people never talk about KK, like when they talking bad, and they still to this day haven't figured out. She trolls the fuck out of people. She knows what's going on the internet. She does troll fuckers. And I would assume glasses lady, Leslie, yeah. I'm not, no disrespect to her, but her eye choice is just fucking atrocious. But like, I just can't. Like, she says some of the smartest shit. I look at it and go, what the fuck is with those glasses? Does she not? I mean, those glasses, she got to know she does that on purpose. She gets fucking wild ass glasses on purpose.
I was against it. The fact is that, she knows her stuff. She does.
Yeah. You said that was one thing when I said you're like, oh, she don't know. I said, no, that chicken, she knows. And
I took that. I said to myself, you know what? She does come into thing. I mean, not as a individual, I'm not crazy about her, but the fact is that she knows her stuff.
I don't know her as an individual. I'll just tell her that her eye choices, like, you're making a lot of money now, get a stylist and fire your current stylist, because the eye game you got going on there with the eyeglasses, like, that ain't it, bro. And I get it. Some shit's comfortable. I wear the ones that my kids can't break, and they don't look good. But, like, come on, you ain't me. You know what I mean?
You got to get the new Ray-Ban friggin' recording glasses. You can record things, wear them.
I tried to get those fancy Nike. I tried to get the fancy Nike non-break ones one time. Kids. 2 days. Shit's falling down and shit now. You know what I mean?
At the end of the day, man, I think when it comes down to it, this show is either going to leave us off wanting more, or it's going to leave us off saying, I thank God it's over. But
yeah, I mean, it was developed under like he's the overall art of that part now, but like realistically, but see, the thing with Dave too, though, is if his work style is, if he ain't working, if he isn't physically there every day doing shit, it ain't like, you know what I mean? If it's not his project, he ain't care that. Just do your thing.
Yeah, and you can't play with his toys. He does not let anybody
play with his toys, and that's what I'm saying. So like, it's hands off at this point. So I would think that this group, and I think that's the one thing where I think JJ will give it credit, is like, he likes story. He said it before. He likes story groups, and I think that's where you're seeing some of this. Oh, dude, those square. Yeah, bro. I think square ground glass so stupid. Hey, and oversized ones. Like, how big? Like, what are you looking down? Are you looking like, how don't they fog up when they're like at your nostrils? I don't get it.
And I think she has a chain wrapped around it too, so she has her glasses hanging down like an old secretary, old lady.
I swear, I don't know if she has to wear them glasses. I think she does that shit on purpose. I think she's like, bro, yeah. I think she's. Now, JJ, I dislike that, huh?
JJ says, "I flip a headline acknowledgement quicker than a politician running for office." You know what? Listen, I'm gonna say
you got to give her props for that, though, man.
If she knows her stuff, she knows her stuff, man, and and she knows a lot about the EU. A lot of people don't want to know about the EU because they didn't like it. There were some aspects that were good.
Or some people just don't know how to read.
Exactly.
Let's be real. They don't know how to read, bro. They're like, yo, I don't know how to read, so I ain't gonna read that. I'm just gonna say it's all garbage, or act like I know. Read Wikipedia real quickly and try to say some shit. Dude, it ain't a 1950s librarian. Dude, that's big. Dude, they didn't know. They wouldn't. Bro, no shot in the world they've ever made glasses. Dude, y'all like the Trolls movie? You know that DJ kid on the Trolls? The one that got the huge ass, octagon glasses?
Remember when they used to do this? They used to do this with their eyes like this.
Bro, you gotta start doing. Hey, do this exercise right here. You'll fix that. Hey, you'll fix that rotator cuff so you can flip it like this, dude.
I know. My arm, I get.
You gotta do that so you can get that rotator cuff back in position. Lifting too much, not doing enough of the small muscles.
My shoulders, man.
Yeah. I got that. Yeah, dude. No, they are massive, bro. They look like, if you ever see the DJ guy on Trolls.
Now, actually,
and by the way, I seen her in like 3 different pairs. They're all fucking huge. She got a round pair that's fucking huge. She got the octagon pair. Fucking hey, you know what? She must like that show. What was that dude in that show? She All That or whatever. The guy was wearing the goggles to the side, the snow battery goggles.
Yeah, but you know what? Actually, you know who they look like?
Huh.
Edge, when Edge wore those fly glasses. Remember he wore those fly glasses in wrestling? He had the glasses. That's what he looked like. He had the glasses that were big and they looked like a fly. That's
probably. I'm like, wow, bro. Like I mean, hey, everybody got their own style. I mean, I'm definitely hating on it because I think it looks stupid, but like, do you? I guess. Anyways, yeah, I mean, really good. I think it's great. They're doing a great job. Yeah. We did have a couple little flashback things.
Yeah, nipple. With what's the name? In Jabba's palace. The girl, the nipple popped out. It was very quick.
I will not be checking out the stranger to see if we saw anything pop out. I'll leave that up to Dom and Wayseeker.
Nah. Fucking Waveseeker. He likes guys with no shirts on. Not me.
No, you guys need to give Wayseeker a break. All right. Well, I appreciate everybody that was on. That everybody stood up, stayed in for this long. I gotta say, man.
I gotta say one thing real quick. I actually admire Jackie and Yord for sticking around to have that scene when they went back to the planet and they saw the bodies. Hey,
spoiler alert in 5.
You just spoiled it. It wasn't a spoiler when they went back. The bodies were there. I'm happy.
You just spoiled something, dipshit. No, you can't say that. That happened today. That happened a couple hours ago. I will tell you though, I want to talk more about it on Sunday because there were some things that like I can't give the whole thing of what I liked and why I gave it so high, but what you just said, there was a lot of things like that where there were small details. Yeah, have a good 4th of July. America! Heck yeah! Yeah, right, dude. I mean, he just spoiled the hell out of it.
That's spoiler.
No, that was a spoiler. But dude, hey, I got to give it to because they did a lot of cool things in this where it's like they could have mailed it in, and I don't care, man. This late in the show, if a lot of creators and directors fucked this up, and they hit the pause button, and they put in garbage and filler garbage, and they didn't do this time. She rolled that stop sign. I'll tell you that much. So let's hope she'll get pulled over on the next two or whoever did it. But we're getting the one guy, Shago or Hago or whatever his name is. He's got like a one name thing. It's like Madonna. He's directing the next episode. He's the guy that did 3. So
you know what? We'll see some flashback. JJ will love the episode. It'll be a half flashback, half.
JJ already texted me. He gave it a 5.5 out of 5. He loved it so much.
Really?
Yes.
Damn, JJ. I'm surprised, man. Dark negativity's coming through.
Sorry. We did go long. It was supposed to go short. Once again, appreciate you all in here. X apparently only watches us, or Twitter only watches us on this show. Somehow, for some reason, they love this nonsense that we do every week. We've got 2 more of it. Maybe they'll watch some nonsense in it.
All I can say is words.
I think that's the key. I think we unintentionally, because of you, Dom, the one thing I think you got right, words. Last week, you said so many words, just random words that didn't, like, they were just words, that this week, the show was all about words. There's a bunch of words that don't work that way. They don't work that way.
Well, the whole thing with the shirt thing, there's people go word, like meaning word, but go words. Have that because some people in verbiage talking about, they go word bro, like meaning you're kind of like you're right. So you go words, you sit there, words.
That was just a bunch of words that you just did right there. That was a lot of words. Didn't mean shit. All right. Thank you everybody for tuning in. For those of you that don't decide to go to Renovision and subscribe, or at least hit a bell or something, or do this. We'll see you next week. We'll do this again. Hopefully not as long. Oh, Jesus. But for the rest of you, we'll see you one point, either Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We got a bunch of other stuff. Also, Toy Informer. We started Toy Informer back up. Pete did. So get over there if you like toys. And also, too, book your Baltimore. I hear more and more people are booking Baltimore. Good for them. Yes. I also heard, too,
Baltimore's going to be fun.
Yeah, I said something a couple weeks ago, and I guess it's getting closer. And now everybody's reporting it as fact. I would like to say 2 things. One, it was not an Asmodee truck that the stuff fell off the other day. It was a Fantasy Flight truck. I just checked it because it's got the logo on it. Number 2, I didn't say it was official about a certain company showing up to Baltimore. I said it's closely almost kind of official. So stop claiming that's official. Stop claiming you heard it was official, because you didn't, because it's not official. Okay. All right. That's all we got to say. You guys have a good night.
Was it T-Moth? There's a T.
Yeah.
Hey, good show, guys. First time I saw you.
Oh, cool, man. Appreciate it, dude.
Appreciate it, man.
Appreciate it. Come check it. Hey, if you like Star Wars content, come check us out on Sundays. If you just like bullshitting, like pop culture stuff, everything that goes on, check out one of our variety shows. If you like, if you really like to see some history of some books, stuff like that, make sure you check out the Friday show. They go back and spotlight certain artists, creators, book styles, all that type of stuff. And if you just like to have a good time, make sure you check out the Saturday show, Saturday SNS. You know what I mean? And then we've got a bunch of other tape content that's great too. All of it kind of rotates throughout the week. So thanks for stopping by. We'll see you later.
Independence Day, everyone.
Yeah, this is the tough part, bro. I'll be honest. We usually don't talk about this here. I fucking fished all day yesterday. I fished all fucking day. I said, fucking, I ain't working. I ain't doing shit. I fished from like 7 in the morning. I had to do one thing in between, like for 2 hours. Got right back. I fished, and by the way, didn't land a damn fish. It was the worst luck ever. So I had this bait that I love, a big ass pike, 32-inch pike. Done took it. I got it to 1 second for the boat. I was giving the my reel over to my buddy because I was on the back of the boat, and he had clomps because I forgot the net. We were gonna mouth clomp it. I reached it over to give it to him. In the transition, the thing hit the fucking boat, knocked itself out. So it was unconscious. I tried to jump back in because it snapped my lure that I wanted, one of these like $15 lures. He grabbed me, goes, "Don't jump in after that thing. That thing got teeth." I go, "But it got the lure. I'm trying to shake him out." And so he's like, "You're an idiot." And I'm like, "Damn it." And then the thing kind of walked a little, stopped again. I go, "I'm going in after you." He goes, "Dude, just don't." And I was like, "All right, fine."
So that's kind of like a bluefish hunt, bluefish fishing over here. They have bluefish. They like the saltwater piranhas because they have teeth. You know, and you catch bluefish. And bluefish is really good. You get the.
Pike's not so good.
My boy at work goes fishing every morning.
What you said?
He gets flounders. This and that. I showed you his site. You follow him. He just got a jacket made. He has his own.
I'll show you a picture of my dad. They got my dad. They got a picture of him in a tuxedo because he used to work at restaurants. So he was in a tuxedo and he's fishing off the river, and he hit a huge piccolo and a bunch of other fish. And like just some local yokel newspaper guy for like the Detroit News at the time was like rolling around, and he's like, "Who is this clown fishing in a tuxedo?" It was during his lunch break. So every day on his lunch break, he just go out there and fit. I'm telling you, man, it really helps with mental like stability. It really does. So
let's get out of here because we'll be babbling on for a bunch of things.
Way too long. All right, we'll babble on for later. You guys have a good one. We'll see you all later.